Our happiness depends on the expectations we have for ourselves and for our progress, and the acceptance of what is, the way things are. And both of these two things are based upon the perception that we have of things. This is a reflection that I wrote down during one of my weekly checkpoints on January 1st, 2024. So that's how I started the year. And yes, it came to my mind to start today's vlog entry with this because I am struggling when it comes down to create English content. When I am recording the vlog entry in Italian, man, I go smoothly, happily, fluidly. I'm having a blast. When I have to create the English content, I struggle much more. I really give myself a hard time. And that is because I want to be able to recreate the same experience, to communicate as well, as effectively, or at least at the very best of my abilities. But it's not my mother tongue, so I should cut myself some slack. That's how you guys say it, I guess. I don't know. So this is one of those challenges that I'm facing when I'm recording in English. But yeah, so I recorded last night. I wanted to create today's vlog entry already last night and the day before. The day before I procrastinated because I said, okay, it's going to take me a long time. And I just don't want to dedicate this much time to the vlog entry today. To do the Italian vlog entry is between an Italian vlog entry that's 20 minutes long, takes me about 1.5 hours to create. The same amount of content in English, almost double the time. So last night I really wanted it to record the vlog entry, but after going out with my wife and all, I tried and I just got very frustrated very easily. And I said, okay, stop it. It's not worth it. If I'm not having fun, why should I be doing this to begin with? So today then, proceeding with the monthly checkpoint of December, because I'm often talking about time management, personal development, but I'm working on these very suggestions that I'm sharing just as much as everybody else is. So I'm not a master, I'm not a guru, I'm just sharing my path. So it's funny that as I reached that conclusion last night, this morning, while I was working on my weekly checkpoint, rereading the weekly checkpoint that I wrote down January 1st while working on my monthly checkpoint, I realized that I've already reached that conclusion, that happiness depends on my expectations. So I should lower mine. Doing anything less than our best is to sacrifice the gift. This is a quote by Steve Prefontaine. And I wanted to bring it up because it might look that, lowering our expectations is a way of selling ourselves short. Like, you need ambition, you need goals. As a matter of fact, that's what the vlog entry that I was working on last night would have been talking about, setting goals. Set goals for the person they will make of you to achieve them. As the first suggestion that I shared in the previous vlog entry, I think is vlog entry 38, the one in English, where I basically translated one of the previous vlog entry in Italian, and we're talking about 4 suggestions on how to manage time, how to manage ourselves in time. And so goals are important, ambitions are crucial, but at the same time, I think that we should not lose sight of enjoying the present while pursuing what we want. And that's a mistake that I end up making more often than not. In light of all my tasks, habits, I tend to focus more on the process, on maximizing the productivity of what I'm doing more than on enjoying what I'm doing. And so it is good to, all of us want to be better, do better, have more, but none of these counts. We're losing the very value of it all if we're not appreciating what we are already, what we can do already, and what we have. And the having part, I'm not only talking about material things, houses, cars. I'm talking about people around us, especially people around us. Because although time is a man-made limitation, we come in and go away, as I said in the previous blog entry, the number 38. And even our loved ones are not going to be with us forever. So it's crucial to enjoy the present. So when I see myself at the desk, sacrificing time that I would have the freedom already to dedicate to people that are around me, that I love, then I start doubting myself. Is this worth it? Why am I doing this? If the goal is to get there so that I can enjoy what I already have, why am I not enjoying it already? And then I think, but I want to do this so that I can do that, and so that I can do that and that and that. And then I think, but why do you do it? So that I can get there. And once that you're there, you could do already what you can do today. So, you know what I mean? It's a matter of harmony, as I often say. I don't particularly like to say the word harmony. I have to pronounce that H that in Italy we don't use. So harmony, it doesn't sound natural, but it is what it is. So, and this is another one of those challenges that I'm facing when I'm speaking in English. But there is a good parabola, a good story that I would like to share with you, although I might butcher it with my English in presenting it to you. So there is this fisherman, you might have heard it already, but there is this fisherman that is just chilling on his boat, just, getting some tan under the sun. And very successful, busy businessman comes by, all in a hurry. He sees him chilling, not doing anything, and he thinks that he's wasting his time. And he's asking the relaxed fisherman, "What are you doing there, man? Shouldn't you be out on the high sea and fish more fish?" And the guy is asking him, "Why would I do that?" And the businessman said, "Well, if you go out and fish more fish, then you can sell more at the market and you can make more money." "Why would I do that?" answers the fisherman. "Well, if you make more money, you can buy a better boat, a faster boat. You can go further, buy more fish and sell more fish and make more money." "And why would I do that?" says the fisherman, who's relaxing. "So, well, if you make more money, then instead of having only one good boat, you can buy many more boats and you can have a fleet and other people would be working in your behalf and you would be making passive income and you wouldn't have to fish your fish to sell it and make money." And the guy says, "Why would I do that?" "So that then you can, chill and relax and take some tan and get a tan and get some sun." So, well, that's what I'm doing already. So it is good to have the ambition, the desire, of the drive to do more. After all, that's what brought me here. I mean, I was a waiter, and I was a waiter and a salesman in Italy. And while I was pruning trees in my Italian farm, I was listening to Jim Rohn.
Then what do you change to make your life work well? You got to start with your philosophy. And each person's personal philosophy is the major factor in how your life works out. That's what makes us different than all other life forms. The ability to think, the ability to use your mind, the ability to process ideas, and not just operate by instinct. Goals for the future, okay? Plans to achieve those goals. All this comes from developing our philosophy. Start refining your philosophy. Think, use your mind.
And Les Brown.
And it's possible that I can bring my greatness out here in the universe. that I can do what I want to do. It's possible. I can write my own book. I can have my own business. I can take the trip and travel around the world. It's possible.
And I've been wanting to invest in real estate since I was 14 years old, when my mom was working in a bar, in the bar. We owned the business. My family owned the business, but we didn't own the building. So the first 5 years of the 7 that they owned the bar, everything went very well. But the last 2, we were only working to pay rent. So I started to go to help her out right after school. I was 14 years old. And I remember asking her, so why don't we buy the place if the major priority here is to pay rent? And I remember her telling me that the owner of the building didn't want to sell because we were their automatic income. And I respected that. So I asked my dad, why don't we buy the place? He said, well, I got in touch with the owner, but he doesn't want to sell. Of course, he doesn't want to sell. So I asked him, why don't we start doing this? Why don't we start getting involved in real estate? He said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. It takes years. Maybe your son or great-grandsons are going to benefit from your efforts. So I don't know what you're talking about. So I finished hotellerie school and I started traveling. I thought that was the only way I could see the world. So I went to Sardinia, to Switzerland, back to Sardinia, 1 year in 1 year in Belgium, 1 year in England. That's where I met the girl that's today my wife. But that wasn't what I wanted to do. I just thought that it was the best way for me to travel. And as a waiter, nothing wrong with being a waiter, but just it didn't cut it for me. It's not what I wanted to do. So came back to Italy. I was salesman for 2 years for an Italian company. What here in the United States would be Lay's. We were selling chips and we were going, store to store. I did pretty well there. It was a good experience. But in the meantime, my father came across a book. So be better with be better with books, as we say. So he found this book and he tells me, this is while I was a waiter. So while I was a salesman, we started to invest some in Italy in real estate. And he tells me, I found a book and we'll be able to realize all your dreams about real estate. I said, okay, let's see. And we didn't know any better. So we thought that the only way to make money was to buy low and sell high. And we strongly believe that until through the contacts we made while investing in Italy, we found our way here in the US. And here in the US, among the people that we met one of the dearest friend of ours, who I label today as my American father, who's of course a dear friend, but is also our biggest mentor. And we'll be talking more about goal setting and mentors and mastermind groups and these kind of things in future vlogs, which is what I wanted to start talking about yesterday, but I just didn't feel at peace with myself with the way it was coming out, the finished product. So what's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. That's why it requires discipline to acquire any new habit. And probably one of the activities that requires the most discipline is managing ourselves in time. In one of the previous vlog entry number 38, I started to talk about time management. And in that vlog entry, I started to talk about four suggestions that I'm personally applying to manage myself in time effectively in line with my values, my goals. And it all started exactly with that, setting goals. That was the first suggestion of that vlog. So today, let's talk about goal setting. Today I decided to record this intro, or sort of. That's what I feel like doing today. So anyhow, we met this guy, Jack, and he tells me, I'll tell you more in another vlog how we met, and now he got to become our mentor. And he made us understand the difference between a profit, a speculation, and an investment and passive income. And my goal was to make enough money through flipping houses so that we had enough cash to buy 10 houses and have them free and clear. That was my goal. And it was good to have that goal when, I was 25, 26 years old. And he tells me, you'll get there, but not the way you think. And then he explained me how I would have gotten there. And that's actually how we got where we are. So it's fun. Life, it's a nice journey, but the results don't count as much as the enjoyment of the process itself. So that's what I wanted to point out today through this vlog entry. We'll be talking more in the future vlog entries about time management and other things, but let's keep in mind that all these tools or these strategies are not only there to get us from point A to point B the fastest way possible, because the wealth is in the between, is not point A or reaching point B, but is in the path. As Jim Rohn says, we don't have to set goals solely to achieve them. The goal is to set goals for the person they will make of us to achieve them. So the goal is to improve ourselves in the process of achieving those goals. Anyhow, let's conclude today's vlog. It's already long enough, and let's conclude today's entry with one of Hick's cards. So before we get to Hick's card, what I mean by lowering my expectations, at least personally, because I can only share my story, I can only share my example, is that I'm not recommending not to shoot for the stars. Actually, shoot even higher so that at least you land on the moon, as they say. But what I mean by I should be cutting myself some slack is that I'm not gonna be perfect. We're all making mistakes. In fact, if we're not making mistakes, it's because we are not getting further out enough from our comfort zone. So it's normal that I'm missing S's, that I'm messing words up, that it takes me more than one take to do what I'm doing. I should be more patient with myself and cut myself some slack. And I think that that's a valuable suggestion for anybody else out there who might be too hard on himself or too not ambitious, but maybe we want to get to where we want to get, or we want to become who we want to become too quickly, or we think that we can get there too much more smoothly. Life is awesome because of all the unexpected things that come up, all the challenges, all the contrasts, as Abraham Hicks labels them, because it is through contrasts that we grow. It is through contrasts that we do understand what we really want in life. Just, it's up to us to go through them in the most harmonious way possible for ourselves first. So let's move on. Today's card, I actually picked it. I went through the deck to find this card because I know that it's very fitting with today's subject. To the degree I am happy, I am successful. Whether it's a trophy, money, relationships, or things, the achievement of anything that you desire must be considered success. So success is not what we see on TV or what our propagandistic society makes us believe in order to consume, comply, adapt, be standardized in the way we see things. No, success is happiness, is joy. Once that we are happy, that we are joyful in doing anything we're doing, that's success. That's a good definition of success, I guess. If you will let your standard of success be your achievement of joy, everything else will then fall easily into place. For in the finding of joy, you are finding vibrational alignment with the resources of the universe. I can't paraphrase this. How can you put it better than that? And then there was another card that says that our career is to seek joy. We're here to experience growth, improvement, and happiness, and all this good stuff. So let's not focus solely on the materialism of things, also because everything that's material has an underlying, I read it earlier from Abraham Hicks, as an intrinsic spirituality. Whatever is physical is just energy condensed at a slow vibration. But okay, without getting too much into this stuff, thank you very much for the time you've dedicated today as well to this content of ours. I hope you find it interesting and helpful. So like it, share it, leave me a comment, support the channel if you like by subscribing as usual. And thank you very much for the time you've dedicated to today's content, and I'll see you on the next one. Be better with books. Improve your thinking by reading to improve.
This video has been brought to you
By us at
Real Estate Helpful Solutions.
We Buy Houses, helping people.
To find out more about how we can be of help, text or call us at 727-366-6916 or send us an email at the email address you see in the photo.